Now must your conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart. For friend, sith you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears. But tell me, why you proceeded not against these feats, so crimeful and so capital in nature, as by your safety, wisdom, and all things else, you mainly were stirred up.
Oh, for two special reasons, which may to you seem much unsinewed, but to me they're strong. The queen his mother lives almost by his looks. And as for myself, my virtue or my plague, be it either which, she's so conjective to my life and soul, that as the star moves not but in his sphere, I could not but by her. The other reason why to a public count I might not go, is the great love the general gender bear him, who dipping all his faults in their affection, would like spring that turneth wood to stone, convert his griefs to graces, so that my arrows too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, and would have reverted to my bow again, and not were I had aimed them.
And so have I, a noble father lost, a sister driven to desperate terms, whose worth, if praises may go back again, stood challenger on mount of all age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our beard be shook with danger, and think it pastime. You shortly shall hear more. I loved your father, and we loved ourselves, and that I hope will teach you to imagine. How now? What news?
Emails, Mr. President, from Hamlet. One for you, one for the First Lady.
Hamlet. Laertes, you shall read these. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back? Or is it some abuse and no such thing?
Know you the writing style?
'Tis Hamlet's writing style. Naked. And in a postscript here he says, alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, Mr. President, but let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart, that I shall live and tell him to his teeth. Thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, as how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you work for me?
Yes, Mr. President, so you will not o'errule me to a peace.
To thine own peace, if he be now returned as checking at his voyage, and that means he no more to undertake it, I will work him to an exploit, now ripe in my device, under which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice, and call it an accident.
Mr. President, I will work for you, the rather, if you could devise it so that I might be the assassin.
It falls right. You have been talked of since your travels much, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine. Your sum of parts did not together pluck such envy from him as did that one, and that in my regard of the unworthiest siege.
What part is that, Mr. President?
I've seen myself and served against a gentleman of Canada, who can well fisticuffs and had witchcraft in it.
An Ottawan, was it?
An Ottawan.
Upon my life, Lamond.
The very same.
Know him well. He's the brooch indeed, and the gem of all the nation.
He made confession of you, and gave you such a masterly report for art and exercise in your defense, and for your switchblade, most especial. Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like a painting of sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but what would you undertake to show yourself indeed your father's son more than in words?
Shoot him up in a church!
No place indeed should murder sanctuarize, revenge should have no bounds. But good, Laertes, will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returns, shall know you are come home. Will put on those, shall praise your excellence, and set a double varnish on the fame the Frenchman gave you. Bring you and find together, and wager on your heads. He, begin remiss, most generous, and free from all contriving, will not pursue the switchblades, so that with ease or with a little shuffling you may choose a longer blade, unbaited, and in a pass of practice requite him for your father.
I will do it, and for that purpose I'll anoint my blade. I bought a poison off the streets, so mortal, that but a dip and a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all samples that have virtue under the moon, can save the thing from death. That is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that, if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think of this. Weigh what convenience both of time and means may better fit our shape. If this should fail, and our drift look through our bad performance, it were better not essayed. Therefore, this project should have a back or a second, that might hold if this should blast in proof. Soft, let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. I hat. When in your motions you are hot and dry, as make your bouts more violent to that end, and he calls for coffee, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there. But say, what noise? How now, my queen?
Oh, one won't tread upon another's heel, so fast they follow. Your sister is dead, Laertes.
Dead? How?
Your sister got a new car, and it looked like she was gonna crash it. But she got distracted by the radio whilst in the garage, and suffocated due to the carbon monoxide poisoning. You know how she loved to sing.
Alas, she is dead.
Dead!
I forbid my tears, yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds. Let shame say what it will, when these are gone, the woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
Let's follow Gertrude. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.